I think the two macro things we'd put if we were writing a paper to try to gauge what's going to happen is you got the judicial outcome, which hinges on SCOTUS and post-RBG, and now I guess it's ACB, and we got AOC. We got everybody goes by initials now. I don't know if I want to be JRK because it says jerk. But we got a lot of initiatives. So we got that in the election, and then we've got the pandemic and a possible second wave. And you got to somehow sift through all that to decide what to do with health care and who the winners would be and who the losers would be. Where do you want to start? Let's start with Amy Coney Barrett and SCOTUS and what that could mean, because there is a case coming up that the Journal says is a crappy way to try to do something with Obamacare, that it's not going to win, and it just gives the Democrats fodder to say you're going to take away pre-existing conditions, and it has no chance of succeeding. Do you agree with that it's not going to happen? That's could be decided this year, right? But that's probably not going to be the sound of death knell for Obamacare?
Yeah, so three things. I think there's just a law of threes on all of this. Firstly, what will happen on November 3rd? And as you say, what's going to happen on the 10th of November? She's getting confirmed, it looks like, by the end of October. And then what happens after the election from a legislative perspective? I would agree that I think it's the lower likelihood scenario that SCOTUS actually overturns Obamacare. I think more likely it will be Kavanaugh probably and Chief Justice Roberts, in my view, that will side with the liberal justices. However, it's a finite risk. I would dimension it somewhere in kind of the 20% likelihood scenario, which is not zero. So you definitely need to take that into account on your investment decisions. They have a historical precedent in 2012 of throwing curveballs. So I don't think any of us really knows why. I think there's judicial precedent. Kavanaugh had written an opinion on a previous case about non-severability. Right. There is no real, alternative to the law. Firstly, I think so. That's the other thing. Empirically speaking, as well, that's the subsidies that are really, that are driving the bus on the ACA. So
okay.
That's where I think it'll go.
All right. So we'll take the 80% because we never, nothing in life is certain. All right. So, and now let's talk about the election itself. Depending on the Senate, depending on who becomes president, what are your? Do you have play offense picks? You have defense picks. You have things you should sell, things you should buy. We only got a minute left. So how should we position ourselves?
Okay. Yeah. So I would buy United and Humana as my defensive plays in managed care. I would definitely play Teladoc and any other digital health names. GoodRx has gone public on the pharmacy side as well. And then finally, on the offensive side, I think where the risk is priced in, there is meaningful exposure, but the risk is priced in. I would play Centene. I'm happy to tell you more about it, but maybe we've run out of time.